Yes. We on that G baby, and I just upgraded. Yes, we are in the spot, the weekend social. I love it here. I told y'all when I started this, I wasn't gonna play no games with it, and I definitely have rolled the red carpet out for my blood brother with the same last name, Peacoat Boys. When you seen one, you seen the other. He ain't even a guest. He a co-host today for real. You want you go and introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, man. I go by One Way Corey or Mr. Imagery or Imagery CC CEO. Y'all know what's up with me. They know what's up with me, G.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been doing what I do for a minute now, man.
Yeah. Hey, before y'all even know about the Sabiato, my man was selling y'all that. Like he's talking about, before you know about the madness, my man was bringing that over here. First and foremost, man, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Life is great, man. I'm blessed.
Yes. And I just wanted this, before we get started, to pat you on your back, about time to start your own clothing line, because you've been supporting and wearing so much, and you get fly yourself, and I'm saying, why not? You know what I mean? You did attempt, but trials and tribulations, things happen, people grow, but you're going full throttle with it. We'll get into how you went out to Airbnb to have a pop-up shop, and you got more to come.
Been doing your homework.
Yeah. I like that. I like it. But plug the weekend social. If you DM me, nah. Let me get my 10% right now. DM me for anything you want to have. Pop-up shops, private events, a reception, banquet, all of the above. The grand opening of the showcase for it is August the 14th. I will have that in a post and in the reel. So, but other than that, let's get to my man. CP 3 feet. They don't even know nothing about that.
They don't know nothing about that CP3. They don't know nothing about
and
that.
Don't get it twisted. My man was born in Washington, D.C. Being him having a smart mother, she moved to Virginia. So my man been putting up that argument for years. Even though I don't like him because he's a Cowboy fan, but we gonna get into it.
Let me give you a little bit. I'm gonna give you a little bit of history on that, right?
Yeah.
See, being born in D.C., right, and raised in Virginia, I kind of was raised all over the place. Cause
right.
I got family in North Carolina, got family in New York, got family in Philly. Lived in Virginia, still was in D.C. hanging out.
Right.
Around my grandmother way, where my family was at.
Cause middle school, you used to get on the bus and catch the bus to Huntington to go back across so you can play with your homie before you started hanging with me. But me and you, we met in the 7th grade, and to truth be told, over some ass, Miss Covington. Oh my God, talking about having a bad teacher.
Man, you know what that do to a 13-year-old little boy?
Lord have mercy.
With ass like that.
Next thing you know, we and him looking. She caught both of our eyes, and she said Corey Johnson and George Johnson. Whoa, I would hate to put we ain't gonna put our last name out there. Don't even cut that. But
good time.
Definitely. So in 7th, instead of him going across the bridge, I was like, man, just come chill with me. You know what I mean? I'd be from Marvin Square to Beacon to Sac. I'd be going everywhere. And so since then, you haven't seen us, and it's no surprise to see us now. But let's get into it. After we graduated, you end up moving to Atlanta for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that experience, because you was one of the first to do it.
Yeah, well, 2006 was the year my peers graduated.
Okay.
I was supposed to graduate. Let's get into that. In school, man, I was really one of those guys, like, my mom took great care of me, right? But she did it alone. It takes a village to raise a child. We had help from, uncles, cousins, grandmothers, but my father wasn't as present as he should have been.
Yeah.
So I felt like I wanted more for myself as a kid. And I did certain things to do what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? So being so stuck on trying to grow up and be grown so early, I fucked up bad in school. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up taking myself, when I got of age, I took myself out of public school and went to an alternative school.
Yeah.
And that shit made it worse.
Right, yeah.
They treat you like a college student in there. If you don't go, it's on you.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody
exactly.
trying
They ain't
pressure
begging
you to come to class and all
Right.
that kind of shit. So
Right. And just to cut you off, me and you, we apologize for each other because I could have motivated you to go to school more.
Of course.
And you could have motivated me to be in the gym more.
Yeah,
I mean, you was after the game. We did play basketball together, but
sure.
you know, one hand washes the others. We understand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, my dad said we only paid attention to two things. Perfume and gas. So you know what I mean.
So you know what I'm saying, just being so in tune with the wrong things.
Yeah.
Led me down a certain path, and I didn't graduate on time.
Right.
So when y'all graduated, I jumped into the work field. I was working.
Yeah.
And, you know, just certain things, man. I went to Atlanta to visit one time. Oh, my God, fell in love, had a ball. So I decided, shit, I'm moving. I'm out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Really had no ties to nothing.
Yeah.
So I jumped on I jumped in the car, matter of fact. I rode down there. I ain't jumping on the bus and the plane. I drove down there.
Yeah.
And, you know, I stayed with some family for a little bit. And until I worked my way into my own apartment. And then I stayed down there for a little while, you know what I'm saying? And it was cool. But when you fall on your ass, you know, where entrepreneurship is rough when you by yourself.
Well, let's I like to get into the life of a human being, and you getting your own place at 18. Let's talk about that experience, because it ain't easy. You go from living at your mom's house for free to paying a rent for your. You end up working at 2 cell phone places.
Yeah. Well, actually, I had 3 jobs at once.
Okay.
I was working 3 jobs in one mall at one time.
I know one of them. It was Julio.
Yeah, Helio.
And
it was a cell phone company back in like 2006. They had a strong start, but that didn't last long at all. Then I was doing stocking in the back of American Eagle. I was doing that from like 5 to 9 in the morning. Then from 9 in the morning to about 7, I was working at the Helio at the phone company in the mall.
Okay.
And I would leave from the mall to go to Panera Bread, and I was making sandwiches and salads.
Oh, okay.
I was doing that to pay my rent, and matter of fact, I walked. I was walking
everywhere.
Yeah. My apartment was in between the Panera Bread was here, the mall was here, and my apartment was here. So I would get up in the morning, go to the mall, go work them 2 jobs, leave from there, go past my apartment and go to the Panera Bread, and then come home after that. And I was doing all that by myself, man, making that shit happen to pay my bills in Atlanta.
Right. That you had an actual apartment, or you were in a studio?
I had a studio apartment.
Okay, yeah.
It was just me. I've been doing it myself.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you have always been into fashion since I known you. You know what I'm saying? Especially you bringing the DC culture to Virginia. People wasn't really hip, and don't even lie, y'all wasn't hip unless you knew somebody that was over on that side. Cause you and you know who you are loyal to. You know your One Way family. You had the long shirt. It was like, what is that he got on?
So let me tell you about. So I'm gonna say again, like going back to my childhood, being from DC and growing up in Virginia, like seeing both sides of it.
Yeah.
It was just like, man, wow, like it could be a bit of a culture shock.
Okay, yeah, definitely it is.
But I was used to both of them.
Right. Because this was 2000.
Right, and then as a child, I always, like I said, I was always ahead of my time. I always watched older guys. I never wanted to be a kid.
No.
That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I always watched older guys and what they were doing and how they were doing it. So that kind of led me to being a little ahead of people
Yeah,
my age
ahead of your time.
when
Yeah,
it
definitely.
came to fashion and whatnot. So yeah, man, people like growing up, people thought I had a lot of clothes, right?
Yeah.
What I was doing actually was I would go buy what I wanted to wear it. I was selling that shit to niggas
Yeah, definitely.
and buy more clothes. So
Yeah.
everybody thought my closet was crazy, but it was just recycling. Like I'm taking this, I'm selling it, taking money, go buy something new, and then repeat that cycle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, definitely.
So that's how that was what that was.
And you had attempted when you first started the clothing line, you had attempted to do it. When was this? I remember the line they had a shirt on.
Right. So
Yeah.
going back to the high school thing, how I didn't do so well in high school.
Yeah.
I was in one of my classes in my alternative school that I switched to, right? And I'm laying my head on the desk, sleep, knocked out sleep, right? So when I wake up, they got the word imagery on the board.
Okay.
And the definition, I was in English class, the definition is on the board. And to give you a short of what the definition of imagery is, it's like the likeness of things. Like,
Okay.
so what you see basically when you look at what you see.
Yeah.
Right? So it was just something about it that took me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna start. I always wanted to start my own line. I wanted to have my own line. So at 18, I just jumped out there. So shout out to my man Paul, Big Head Hat Customs. I went to him and I was like, Paul, I want to start a line.
Right.
And he was like, you know, what you want to do, what you want to call it. I told him. And we cooked up a couple shirts, man, and I was selling them shirts.
Yeah.
A couple people bought, you know, shout out to, you know, everybody who supported me over the years, man. But 2006 is when my company started.
Okay.
When I decided that I was going to start my own line, when I made my first couple shirts or whatever. And just over the years, I didn't go hard with it.
Yeah.
I was just lazy with it. Here and there, I make my own pieces for myself or make a couple pieces to sell. And then I want to say 2020, I got back on it.
Yeah.
And I've been going hard ever since.
Now, you wearing different brands and being from DC, you have We Are One, Madness, Shooters. What do those brands mean to you?
Oh man, it's like they set the tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It was like, man, these dudes got it. They took something and ran with it, and they paved the way for people like me. You know, the younger generation who wanted to be fly or wanted to be a boss.
Yeah,
See, that was my thing. I always wanted to be fly, but I also always wanted to be a boss.
Yeah.
So when you see these dudes closely and you're like, damn, shit, I can do that.
Yeah.
If they can do it, I can do it. We come from the same hood.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because if you, my thing with me is like, the way I always look at things in life is like, I take the positive approach with everything I think about. Everything I'm about is positive. Positivity is what I'm about. So if I can look and see you do it, I know I can do it.
Yeah.
But more so, I wouldn't call myself a copycat. I would just call myself, you know, I'm an entrepreneur myself.
Yeah.
So if I'm putting money in these guys' pocket, and you know, like I said, shout out to them because they showed us the way, they paved the way.
Yeah.
I can get some of that money put in my pocket because I know the money I spent with them.
them. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, man, shout out to all those guys.
Do you have a we don't want to call it urban because that's categorized. Do you have a favorite clothing line?
You mean like in general?
Yeah.
A favorite clothing line. I gotta say my favorite clothing line is my own. You know, that imagery. Is popping. I love it. But if I'm gonna go with, you know, something that I've been wearing for a long time and that I like the most outside of my clothing line.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I gotta say. Honestly, I gotta say Gucci, man. I love Gucci, and then lately, over the last few years, Gucci been more diverse. Yeah. Like it's just something about the way the clothes fit, the look of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. With how you can make it look with it stand by.
Yeah.
Because
Because you can do Gucci with Gucci, or you can do Gucci with a pair of Jordans.
Yeah,
So, and like I said, I've always been real fashion forward. I make my own style.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I was about to say now the designer the designer industry has tapped into the urban look.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
No question.
How you feel about that? Because at one point they didn't even want us to even wear it or even they didn't wear it. They didn't even want us to purchase it.
Well, you can look at it that way, right? But like I said, I'm more of a positive. I got more of a positive outlook on it. So, who is that us? When you say us, you talking about black people?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, I can almost guarantee. I mean, that's a lot to get into, but I can tell you right now.
No. Talk that talk. We want to hear it.
I want to say probably the biggest percentage of that money that's getting spent is from the black pocket.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I never worried about who's the they and you know what I mean. So like I said, what I like to say is I got a passion for fashion. So with my passion for fashion, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. Yeah. If I like it, if it's nice, I'm gonna buy it.
Right.
Just like with supporters with guys that come out with lines in my generation. Yeah. Like I love to see what they got. If I like it, I'm gonna grab it. You know what I mean? It ain't even about whose it is or I got my own line, so I should be shopping. Nah, I'm gonna shop with everybody.
Because you know what I'm saying? It's funny. I could say that you probably one of the individuals that you can make an Old Navy shirt look as good as a Gucci shirt. How does that come about? Like, you know what I mean? Because people, you'll see someone that they just took the outfit off the mannequin and
I see that. I see dudes.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just man, you gotta have it in you. It's gotta be something that you do. You know what I'm saying? And not to toot my own home, but like I said, fashion is something that I've always been into. My mom, bro, I got pictures of my mom from back in like the 80s and the early 90s. Yeah. You know the pictures that they had with the wooden chairs? Yeah, definitely. And my mother in the wooden chairs with 5-10 gold rings on chains, and leather suits and all that, you know what I'm saying? So it's probably in my DNA. Yeah, you know definitely, I mean? My mom was always, into clothes and all that, still to this day. Right. So it's like, part of that is just, it's probably embedded in who you are, you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. You part of the Lucky Seven. Oh, yeah, some people, the haters call us squares. Shout out to the bros. You having a pack of wolves. What's that mean to you? That the loyalty, the respect, the honesty, the ones we call on. Because you do be on your own when you hit the road. We know we be on the road. Yeah. But just being a part of a pack, what does that mean to you? It means a lot, man. It just means that, everlasting support. You know what I mean? It's like, it should be nothing that I can't go to. Yeah. It should be nothing out of my reach with that type of support around me. You know definitely. Imagery, what does it stand for those who don't know? Imagery is a positive acronym. It's like an acronym that supports positivity, positive thoughts, positive being. It's invest, motivate, aspire, grind, earn, and rise, right? But before we get to the why, I want people to think about when you do what you do, why do you do it? And what do you do it for, right? Yeah. So my why is myself. Okay. Because, not to sound selfish or nothing, but right, but you see people saying stuff like, how can you care for anyone else or love anyone else or do anything for anyone else if you're not straight within yourself? Yeah. So that's what the why is. The why is yourself. You yourself have to be positive and in a good mind frame first before you can be anything to anybody else. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's about. Okay. And you had I see the first shirt you came out, you kind of paid homage to like Madness and all that with the letters that have different colors. Was that paying homage? Well, honestly, I don't know if it was paying homage. I definitely do pay homage you know, to the all days, the hobos, the shooters. You know, everybody who's been doing it definitely pay homage. But I think that was more like me and my fashion sense. Like I want a motherfucker to be able to put this one on with anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the cheat code for that multicolor. You know, everybody over the years been doing multicolor
For years, yeah.
And
absolutely.
I think that's what, you know, for me, that's what that was. You know, I want to be able to put this on with anything.
Okay. Now, people know that you always throw up the OI sign. What does the OI mean to you? Because you've been day one.
Yeah.
Before you're one of the artists, Nooch, before he even thought about rapping.
Yeah, well, the CEO of Oi Boys is my cousin Booby.
And Washingtonian.
Free Booby, be home soon. And I just, you know, I grew up behind him, watching him move and how he do things, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the most important thing about family is, you know, the loyalty with family. And, you know, the Oi Boy family, man, that's what we stand on. We stand on our loyalty.
Right.
And yeah, man, I can take you back to 03. Backpacks rapping with the CDs, man.
yeah.
You know, inserts in the CDs and beating the street up with them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because he got that class of DJ drama.
Oh, no question.
I remember.
Gangsta Grills,
Yeah. You had a pop-up shop where you rented out an Airbnb. Let's talk about that, because, I mean, it was a clever move. The average person wouldn't even have thought about that.
Yeah, well, the reason I did it in the Airbnb was because it was my birthday. So I just did like a party / pop-up. It's another one coming this year for y'all. Look out for the details. But yeah, I mean, it was just, you know, like I said, man, I promote positivity.
Right.
So, and the number one thing to me is family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, what I wanted to do was break bread with my family and, you know, promo at the same time.
Yeah.
Make some, you know, and of course make a couple of dollars at the same time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, you could say you live the DC lifestyle of going out and all that. Let's talk about like enjoying that entertainment and stepping out, because we know this is one of the popular places, you know, for the club or for, you know, entertainers, artists, and etc.
Yeah, man. Like I say, being from DC is definitely like, it's our nation's capital, but DC is definitely one of the staples of the United States, and we make our mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, just being from DC and being around the nightlife and all that, it just make you want shit.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
Like I always was one of the dudes who wanted things, who wanted more out of life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to them BF Crazies. They won it, man.
Oh,
Yeah. Where's your homie BD? Was he coaching?
I don't know if BDR was coaching, man. But BDR just dropped a project too, man. Go look for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, shout out to him. What do you want people to take away from the clothing line as you put more product out there?
Like I said, man, just positive forward, man. I'm promoting positivity, man, and I'm a keep banging them in the head with, you know, more creativity. You know what I'm saying? And I would love the feedback. I want to know what people want. I want to know what you like about what I was already out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and like I said, man, I'm blessed because I got a wide spread of supporters from North Carolina all the way to New York. Shout out to all my family who've been supporting me and helping me out through this journey. Because it's been a journey.
Yeah, definitely.
But
now, do you think that you being from DC, do you think you're gonna have a type of look for the New Yorkers, and then we go to North Carolina, a type of look for the people in North Carolina? Because we know the North from the South dress code is, I mean, it's evolving where it's the same, but it is different.
Yeah, that's more back in the days.
Right.
When it was different, like I said, growing up in the late 90s and early 2000s, it was definitely different.
Okay.
But I had the privilege of seeing all of it. So I would take this from there, that from here and what I know and what we originated, and just put it all together.
Right.
Man, some of my cousins in North Carolina, they've been on certain shit because of me. Or some of my people in New York. You know, vice versa. You swapping ideas and you swapping swags and you swapping styles. And then, you know, like I say, even as close as from Southeast DC to Alexandria, Virginia. Yeah. It's that much different. To where, especially in those days. See, nowadays the social media game is everything is everywhere now. Right. In those days when we was coming up, you really had to be there. You had to know. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, as me being in all these different places, I saw it all, man, and I was able to put these looks together and have people like, damn, where you get that? Where you find that? Yeah. You know what I mean? And shit like that. But nowadays,
I can remember some people had offered to pay you for the clothes off your back.
Man, listen, man. I ain't gonna lie, G. Some of these dudes who made a name off of wearing certain shit was getting it from me.
Right, absolutely. I remember that.
And that was another thing what made me say, if I can take somebody else's shit and make a nigga want to buy it from me, I know I can sell my own shit. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, as far as, you know, taking those different areas and making things today, it's like, I just kind of go with my gut and what I think is, you know, what it is. And I got to say, man, it's been working for me. You know what I mean?
Now we ain't gonna shit on nobody. I'm just gonna ask you this question because everybody know they get dressed for social media, but you've been doing it.
I've been.
How do you feel about the people who's attempted to do it now? But you know what I'm saying, you've been doing this, and then they see you, they like to brag and all that, but you're not a hater, and we know that.
Not at all.
But isn't it kind of like funny that like, oh, now you want to dress because you can post a picture?
Well, honestly, the way I see it is, man, more power to them.
Right.
If that's gonna get you where you need to be, then do it. I'm all for everybody eating, everybody having a good time, and everybody feeling good. Yeah. So if that's what you want to do, you want to, you know, take if you take pride in, you know, following and doing what you do, then do it. But me, you know, I'm like more of an original type dude. You know what I mean?
Who are some of your favorite well-dressed celebrities?
Oh man,
you can name a couple.
I definitely can name a couple. I'm gonna give Fab his flowers off the top. Yeah. Fab, I always watch Fab and how he did his thing.
He do got a stylist though. He ain't gonna cheat the system
he
though.
Married to it. He got a stylist in the house.
Right.
Who can I say? Put that shit on. I gotta say Jim Jones. You know, they call Jim Jones the weatherman.
Okay.
He do his thing. Yeah. Like I said, man, my big homie Booby, man, I took a lot of fashion tips from my big homie, man. I mean, Booby, you know, he had a nigga on certain shit as a youngin' that a lot of motherfuckers my age.
Yeah. People used to come around and people be like, "What the hell is that?" They used to Jones, but now they're wearing this shit. Like,
man, I'm telling you, like watching the older guys, you know, that before me, that kind of raised me up. I was like, damn, like I was reaching for Pradas and Gucci and shit like that.
Yeah.
8th, 9th grade.
Right.
Niggas was wearing Jabot. I was on that Iceberg. I was on that Hugo Boss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And this ain't bragging. This is the truth.
Yeah, that's just
the truth. Do you you know, you like to have competitions amongst your peers. Is there anybody you be like, okay, I see what you got on, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna say, you know who I go back and forth with about that? My brother Fat Daddy K, man. Shout out to Fat Daddy K. He tell me, man, you an outfit, man. You an outfit. Because I like to match my shit up. I like to match my colors.
Coordinate. Yeah.
See, and Antoine, shout out to Antoine 4017, Cool Kicks, you know. He's one of those guys that's in his own lane when it comes to dressing.
Right.
He gonna have some shit for you and have you like, damn, I didn't even know you could do that with that.
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because he bring the big jeans back, which is like extinct. You know what I'm saying?
And see, the thing about about fashion, man, if you got a creative mind, you can always have people like, damn,
Yeah.
I want to dress like him. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just part of it, man.
I feel like when we was coming up, you and Bobby used to go at it, because him from being coming from the other side too.
Right.
You had a koozie hood on, hoodie.
Exactly.
He had one on. You know what I'm saying? You know, people was like, "Hold on, what the hell is that you got on?" And also, do you hang up Jack?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all doing this thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Too.
It's shout out a couple of well dressed people.
And my cousin Will, I can't never take my cousin Will out that equation. Because me and Will used to be together. Shopping.
Okay.
I'm talking about, man, shopping. We young, man, going up Sabiato, going to bag.
I remember before you even get a job, you wanted, I mean, you know, your mom's blessed you.
Oh, your
but
mama.
remember, you used to do the car wash every Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah.
To get, hey, you go straight to the mall.
Hey, G, I was going to get them clothes.
Yeah, you was going to, one thing for sure, 2%, you was going to get them clothes, man.
I was going to get them clothes. Man, speaking of clothes, man, I come bearing gifts, man. I got some shit for you, man.
Definitely, that hat with it. Hey, I appreciate this. You're the second person that shout out to Coffee. He brought me a cup with his label and stuff for us. So that was nice.
Definitely appreciate you, man.
Sorry for whoever episode I worry, but I gotta represent my brother. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
let's talk about the hat, man, because those who don't know, you are from the city, and you got the.
Yeah. Well, like I said, my guy at Big Head Hat Customs, he's like a co-designer. You know what I mean? We do designs together. I go there and mess around on the computer, put my graphics together and everything. And like I just wanted my logo to represent who I am and where I'm from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Where I get my fashion sense from. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta represent for my city, man. DC stand up. Gotta represent for my city.
Definitely.
Speaking of logos, man, I got my brother Fat Daddy K, iced out the Jews, man, hooked up the logo for me. Iced out the logo for me.
It's crazy because you guys paying homage where you from. He has the is that the Capitol? And Fat Daddy Kane in the image, he has what is that? The
I want to say he got the monument in the Capitol in his joint too.
Okay.
Because in my logo, that's the monument in the Capitol.
All right. And then people that don't know, for in baseball they got something similar. You have the establishment 2006. And
Patchwork is definitely a thing in fashion right now.
Yeah.
So I had to throw a patch over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely had to do some patchwork.
Yeah, so when y'all see me rocking it, don't try it back. You got DM my man for your own merch, man.
At Imagery CCCEO on Instagram.
Are you going to tap into the graphic design?
You know what, man? I've been thinking about that myself. Like, designing for other people too. Because I have had people like, man, I like that. I would like to, my line, this and that. So I thought about it. It's like, why stop?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I definitely have thought about
because it makes sense for how long you've been in the image that you have in your head. You can create for who knows. Will we see your merch in the fashion show to come?
I don't have anything lined up as we speak, but I definitely it's in the works. I've definitely been putting some things together. Like I said last year, like you brought up the pop-up I did last year.
Yeah.
This year I was thinking about just like times 10.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna make it like an annual thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the first one.
Man.
I didn't make the first one. I believe I was out of town.
Yeah. It's
I was
all
out of
good.
town.
You one of my biggest
the
supporters.
G spot will be in the building.
Oh yeah, no question.
Reviews and all that. Yes.
We gotta set something up.
Yeah, definitely.
Make it make sense. You dig what I'm saying?
Definitely. Yeah. I want to talk about. We know you had your mom and your mother and your father and your grandma, but you as an individual, you always got it on your own. Where does that inspiration or where does that come from? You know what I'm saying? Because it was built in you as a young age. Most of the times when someone graduates college or like you say don't leave out of high school, you know what I'm saying? You just got it. Your 18-year-old mind is so far up than a regular 18-year-old who has a supporting system, like myself. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't lie. I had a support system, but it's like, regardless if it's your parents or your significant other or whatever the case is, if someone else is giving you things and feeding you, then there's always a cap.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's only so much they're gonna do for you.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
So you have to, at some point in time, want something for yourself and want to go get something for yourself. Yeah. So with me, like I said, there were things that I wanted that I couldn't get from that support system. Yeah. So you know, with a support system, 9 out of 10, you're gonna have the things that you need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me, I can't lie. With my mom, my grandmothers, cousins, uncles, whatever, my village. I'm gonna say my village.
Yeah, village.
My village, I had what I needed. But the things that I wanted, it seemed like at an early age that they were out of my reach. Right. But as you get older, you get more wiser, and you see that these things aren't out of my reach. It's just that there's certain things I have to do to go get them. Yes. Yeah. So that wanting what I wanted when I wanted it, put that in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely. Do you feel as though that some clothes be too expensive, or you think nothing is expensive? Because you know some people will be like, man, I ain't paying for that because this is outrageous. But you don't care what the price is. I don't know where you be getting the money from.
I gotta keep it.
We ain't gonna say where you get the money from, but
I gotta keep it 100 with you, G. To be honest, do I think certain things are too expensive? I'm not gonna say that I think they're too expensive. I will say that I'll be like, damn, that's a big tag for that. Right. But like I say, if you doing your thing, you know what you want. You ain't gonna let nothing stop you from doing what you gotta do to get what you want or getting what you want. Yeah. And I gotta keep it 100 with you, man. A lot of shit, man. I don't pay the number they what. I found my way to, you know what I mean? You gotta find your way to get it some kind of way, you know. But yeah, some things, you know, if it comes to a point, it is to come down to how bad I want it. If the ticket is crazy, if I want it, I'm gonna go ahead. Now, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do.
You are a trendsetter. What is that? What, do you take pride into going in another direction with things?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. It's nothing like, man. Like I said, I'm trying to think of how to word this, right?
I'm saying,
I can think of the exact situation.
Like you can have the same thing, but you could but you can wear it a different way where it's 10 times better with somebody else.
Exactly.
And then also you just having something that no one knows about that's just
that was the thing. You already know back in the day that was a thing.
Yeah,
especially when I'm gonna take it back to school days, like high school, middle school, high school days. Every day is like a fashion show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you around hundreds of other kids every day, all day. And then you got some guys that's doing it on the level that you're doing it on. Or even, sometimes even a higher level. You know
yeah, absolutely.
So the goal is trying to, at that age, you know, anyway, with a younger mind, it's like you trying to outdo these guys, right? So I would take a sweatsuit, right? Top and the bottom, they come together, right? I take that sweatsuit, that top, the jacket, and put it on with some jeans. Yeah. And then I take the sweatpants another day and put it on with a t-shirt, some sneakers and a hat that go with it. You know what I'm saying? And niggas will look at me like, damn, I did that shit wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
But I definitely take pride in setting trends, man. And when people,
because people don't know is, for those who don't know, this is a jewel right here, fashion. You done turned that one outfit into 2 different outfits. 3. Sorry.
You can also do it together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I definitely take pride in setting trends and people asking, like, you know, where you get that from, or man, I didn't know that was there, or I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I always took pride in that, and like I said, it was a thing coming up. It was like you wanted to have something that was out of other people's reach.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then the crazy thing, I mean, you were into fashion, like, but we were so green at the time. I'd probably say you probably already should have had your fashion blog, you know, back then.
Oh, no question, man. Hey, listen, this social media, how social media is right now.
Yeah.
If I would have come up in this era,
Yeah.
I definitely would have been doing this a blog
Blog or something, right? Yeah.
some type of advertisement for one of those. Like one of those companies, I would have had them paying me to do shit and all that. You know
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But like I say, man, these youngers got an advantage that we didn't have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't put a camera on every outfit. You know how many fits I got that I didn't take no pictures in?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was in school doing that.
Yeah. No.
I'm talking about, man, top dollar shit, Sabiato. Like I say, I remember a homecoming year. I was in Sabiato, and people don't know, Sabiato sell designers clothes too.
Oh, okay.
Right?
And I didn't know
So,
that. I had probably had 2 Sabiato shirts in my life.
Right. So coming up, when I had homecomings, one of the high school homecomings, I had went and they had a $800 pair of shoes that was on sale for $200. I think I might have spent my last $200 on them shoes just because I never seen nobody with them before.
Yeah.
I go to Wedding Jones homecoming, everybody look at me like, it's them.
Yeah.
Picardi. It was a pair of Picardis. Niggas ain't know what that was back then. Only people that knew what that was older guys and street dudes. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew what that was. Nobody in school knew what that was. If you was in school at that time, I don't even care. Some of the young guys were getting money back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
They ain't know what that was.
No.
And everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. But if I was to go somewhere where it was older guys or some older women, they'd be like, man, what are you doing with that on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the kind of heads I used to like to turn. You know
Right.
Because you got, like I said, you got the positive outlook and you got the negative outlook. The youngest looking at them jumps ugly. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know nothing about it.
Right.
But then if you walk past a older lady, and I always shot for older ladies when I was young,
absolutely.
So they look at you like, oh yeah, y'all been on to something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That to me, that's a better observation than the one who will hate on it because they don't know what it is. You know
Yeah, absolutely. Now you always had a watch.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that a must? Because I mean that's part of the outfit, or like he's always just been into watches.
Yeah, but like I said, again, I keep going back to this. Being into fashion, it's like your accessories are just as important as your shirt or your shoes. You know what I'm saying? So I love a nice watch, man. I love a nice watch. And another thing about watches, I ain't gonna lie, like I told you, my dad wasn't as present as he should have been, but he was around.
Yeah.
And my dad always was jewelry dude.
Okay.
He always was into jewelry. So
Okay.
the watch thing, I think I picked that up from my dad. Yeah. Rest in peace to my dad, man. I took that from my dad. The watch thing.
To give us a little bit of a glimpse, what's the next item that you're cooking up that you're gonna be, because you have several, but what can we watch out from that joint? Like you take the most pride in.
Okay, so I did a jacket, right?
Hold on, before you say your jacket, me and my man CP3, we the king of that jacket shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, listen, when I met this dude, man, we being with us though, we had the same last name. We used to go see the same administrator.
Mr. Jacobs.
Mr. Jacobs, shout out to Mr. Jacobs. Mr. Jacobs, you see what we see us, we got the same coat on. Like, mind you, we had the joint in every color.
Yeah.
But that was the only coat we was wearing at this time. So Mr. Jacobs used to get us confused. The only thing was G was a little taller than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he used to call us the Peacoat Boys.
Yeah.
Fly shit with
Definitely.
Peacoats on. And you see the youngest don't do that today, man.
No.
Peacoats, we used to wear Peacoats with sneakers. And
Yeah. Picos was what's it called? It was a jacket that you could wear.
It was like universal.
Yeah, it was
You could wear
universal
Peacoat
with anything.
with slacks. You could wear Peacoats with Tams. You could wear Peacoats with some Jordans. Like,
Yeah.
we used to wear the shit out of the Peacoats, man. And we had every color of them joints. But yeah. Speaking of jackets, I'm gonna drop. I got a jacket that I attempted to drop when the spring used to drop, right? When spring came, but I had a little minor setback with the drop with the jacket.
Yeah.
When the fall come back in, I'm gonna drop the dress for fall.
Now, stick to the jacket. We had Lucky 7 jackets made. I was the only two out of the group. Everybody should have got one.
No question.
But,
I still got my dream.
I actually at the old G spot. Sorry, recipe to the G spot. I had ripped the joints. I had ripped it up, and I had framed the Lucky 7 B fam and all our names. My man Pete guy put that up in here. That was legendary.
Hey, that's another thing we started.
Yeah.
Niggas started naming themselves and all that because we did that first.
Yeah.
Lucky 7.
Y'all was shouting hoods.
Yeah,
we was shouting crew.
We ain't on no gang shit. We just them guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you
day,
see it all over. People
to this day, it's
hashtagging, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say, what are your goals for imagery? Going into like a detail line or against our odds, or like what's not the ultimate goal, but what are some of the goals that are reachable right now?
Yeah, well, like I told you, G, I don't see nothing that's been out of my reach.
Okay.
So, to be honest with you, my goal is to, right now I'm working on the website. That's my short-term goal.
Okay.
My short-term goal is to have my website up and running so you can actually do orders without dealing with me directly.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely, man, want a storefront to start with.
Yeah.
My own, just that one. And then, of course, man, my ultimate goal is to have a chain of storefronts, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, man, I got roots from North Carolina all the way to New York.
Yeah.
Baltimore, DC, Virginia, Philly. You know what I mean? I got family everywhere, man. So if my village get together, it's we unstoppable.
Right.
I can't put a cap on what I'm trying to do, or what I can do, because it's a lot that I can do.
Yeah,
but definitely short-term goals is to get this website up and running, and ultimate goals is to have a chain of stores, man.
Now you got your goals. What's some of the things you need to do more for you to excel in the fashion industry, as far as like posting more pictures on social media, being more active, going to I think my sister attended a magic show. What are some of the things you need to do?
I definitely feel like my social media presence needs to be more about my line.
Yeah.
More drops. I might go a few months without a drop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need to get more active with my drops, like back to back. How often I drop? You know
Okay, yeah. And but that's social media. But for yourself, do you feel like you just need to be in the lab more, cooking up? Because you have made this a full-time thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, honestly, man, being a father, man, it made it a little hard to just like work non-stop. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I create non-stop.
Right.
I got some things, man, in the works right now. Well, I could open a store with all the shit I got here, with all the designs I got in my head and whatnot. But I just like I like to take my time and do things the right way. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make sure I put the right attention behind what I drop.
What is some of the challenges that you have faced through this journey of even putting the clothes out there? Because it's trials and tribulations, it's ups and downs. An order could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? How do you stay active and like continue with it and be consistent?
Like I said, and I keep saying this, I push positivity, right? So there have definitely been some setbacks, some trials, and some holdups. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the thing about it is to just keep pushing through them. I've seen that if you let the small things that get in the way of other small things hold you back, then you'll never do anything. So there have been some small, minor things in the way, just like I say, being a father and having to make sure you take them kids come before anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But again, that grind gotta come before everything, because without my grind, I can't take it.
Okay.
So definitely, it's been some small setbacks, but like I said, that pushing positivity, I never even focused on it really. You know what I'm saying?
And that's good about the fact that I would talk to, I like to get into a little bit of life, what does it mean to you being a father, man? Because you've been taking care of kids
Yeah.
before before you even had kids.
Corey love the kids.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
you'll give a kid $5, $10, $20, even $50. You know.
Oh yeah.
You bless them.
And you know why I am the way I am about kids, man? Because when I was a kid,
Yeah.
like I told you, my mom was a hardworking, dedicated parent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But there were a lot of things that I picked up and learned from the other people around me.
Okay.
So I always try to be that person to a kid, like, you can do this.
Yeah.
I'm here for you if you need me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but man, I'm telling you, man, being a father is the most beautiful thing that my daughters, I have 2 daughters. They are the most beautiful things to me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man. When you have, you know, any type of negativity in your life or bad things, I go to my kids, man.
Oh yeah.
I want to talk to my kids.
Yeah.
Let me hold my daughters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it. I'm telling you, it's nothing like it.
Well, not Kanye said his house is his luggage, but his home is FaceTiming his kids.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's nothing like it, man. The way they love you, it's like that pure. You know, people in the street gonna talk about you. They gonna hear what they hear. They gonna believe it.
Yeah.
But them kids, they see the real 100% you, and they love you for that.
Okay.
And the love that kids give, man,
Yeah. And
it's priceless.
Boobie's been like a mentor to you. Is there any other like father figures that's like kind of been in your life that not fulfilled that void, but that you looked up to?
Oh, definitely, man. Like my mother got 2 brothers, and my mother's mom is one of 10.
Oh, okay,
Right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
all of her nephews and brothers, I looked up to my uncles and my cousins. Even some of my cousins that are my age, we took things from each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was like everything, and I'm gonna be super transparent right here. Everything that my biological father fell short of, I picked up from cousins and uncles, and
Yeah.
I was never lacking on certain things because I
Right.
had that village.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My dad said that.
Oh yeah, never let me forget Big G, Coach George. Coach George, man. Shout out to Coach George, man. Definitely a father figure, a big part of who I am as a man today.
Yeah, he was saying that he knew you were going to be a good father someday because he said just the way you had a mutual respect for adults.
Oh yeah, no
You know
question.
what I mean?
No question.
I'm having this trouble with my daughter. I love her to death, but we working. I love her when we working.
But you know where that respect for adults come from? In our upbringing, our generation, you couldn't play with them.
No, you can't. No.
All that talking back, you forget talking back. You couldn't even talk while they was talking.
Yeah.
You couldn't even say nothing to them while they were talking. So imagine if you're talking to them in an aggressive voice. You couldn't do that.
Nah.
You can't even talk while they're talking. So imagine talking to them aggressively. It's not going down. So
right.
that's part of where my respect for adults came from. Because with my village, you wasn't disrespecting them.
No.
Because the lady up the street will whoop your ass and take you to your mother.
Yeah.
Take you to your mother and say, listen, he was doing this. And your mother gonna be like, okay, thank you. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
it's like I say, man, these kids that's coming up now, they just it's different. Man.
I want to play around a little bit. That white couch.
Oh yeah, my mother ain't played about the white couch. Shout out to my mother. Hey G, my mother got a white couch right now.
For real?
And
nobody can sit on it.
Man, you better not
Oh
sit on
my
that.
God! If you've been to courthouse, you know about that white couch. That nigga,
Get your ass up off of mama couch, man.
Right,
She still got a white couch.
definitely. Shout out to her and that white couch. You had more cars than your age.
Oh man.
Got to go get it, man. I remember when you had the boom box. It wasn't even attached to the car.
Yeah, my uncle hooked that shit up for me, man. Cause the door, I bought a car from one of the homies, right? And the door speakers didn't work.
Yeah.
So when I bought the radio, he's like, man, you ain't got no speakers. I said, listen, man, hook me up a speaker. That nigga took a speaker from a stereo in the house, and he hooked that motherfucker up, and he set it right at the bottom of the dash, and I rode around like that. But I was 19.
Yeah,
I was 19 at that time. Crown Vic, we used to be crazy about the Crown Vics, bro.
Oh, when we went down, this is when our broke days, we went down VCU, the Toes place. Shout out to VCU. Oh my God, what a time.
You know what's crazy? I think I only caught one of them parties, man.
Yeah, I
parties.
can't lie to you. For the college atmosphere, we was dry green because I had went to Hudson Valley. But if we would have made it to one of y'all niggas' campuses, that's been long. We would have been in the dean room.
I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to my brother Cash Talk Bill. I used to be on campus with him.
Oh, you and me, yeah. Shout out to him. That
boy.
was a lovely place. I was like, y'all, you going up there again?
Man,
I got a student ID.
My little brother and my little sister went to that school.
Oh, okay.
You and me had some birthdays to show, man. We had some days with that.
And I wanted to tap into you are from our nation's capital where our sound, I'm gonna say D because I'm from Virginia, D. Our sound is go-go, and you were actually in a band.
Yeah, man. I gotta say, honestly, that was mostly Fat Daddy Kane's doing. Like I said, man, shout out to my brother Fat Daddy Kane, man. He was the one who put that together. And I ain't gonna lie, man, we had some good things going on with that.
Yeah.
Because again, my thing was I need to fit for the show. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I've always been into fashion, man, and that was my thing, man. I need to fit for the show. And I'm gonna tell you, right, this funny thing about that. See, I started off as a roller-tom player, right?
Okay.
Percussion. So then we had another guy that was a little better.
Yeah.
At the roller-tom. So Fat Daddy say, yeah, man, we put black on roller-tom. I want you to be on the mic. You come up the mic with me.
Yeah.
I say, all right. So like I say, being from DC and growing up in Virginia, like my thing was my uncles and my cousin, they listen to the older bands. Right?
Yeah.
So if I'm on the mic, my swag coming from them older bands, I'm hitting all the old shit, yeah, and I'm doing it all out of turn and shit. So like, come on, man, it ain't time for that yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we had some good days with that. It was like, man, just trying to create. Just being a creator, trying to do different things, and learning who you are and being who you are. And like I said, that's how I come up with my line. It's like the poster depiction of me. You know what I'm saying? It's who I am. So
Okay.
you know, all those things that we've been talking about that you've been bringing up is you've really been doing your homework. I mean, not to discredit this dude, but he's my brother. He's been around me since I was a child.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's certain things you've been doing your homework.
Definitely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Before we go, I would like to ask you. I like to for my guest, you co-host today. For the young entrepreneurs coming up in the fashion industry, what advice could you give to them?
Nothing is out of your reach.
Okay.
That's the most important thing that I had to learn. I was taught that, and I also learned it on my own.
Okay.
There's nothing in this world that you cannot touch.
Right.
If you want to do something, don't let the naysayers, don't let one little, hang up stop you. Just keep going, man. Keep going, keep pushing. Nothing is out of your reach, but know that you're gonna have to put in some work.
Right.
Nothing gonna come to a sleeper. You gotta work. You gotta get it.
And also, I like to challenge my peers, which you are. What is some challenges that? Well, I would challenge you to get into the designing, man. I mean, I'm far as graphic designer.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like not only with with fashion, I think creating a cover for an album.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That because to be honest, you are probably one of the smartest people I know. People don't see it because the grades or the whatever's not there. But my man face you one-on-one, he can get it done, and that's book or street knowledge.
Listen, okay, let me real quick. Let me go back to me fucking up at school.
Right. Okay.
One time, right?
Yeah.
So a few years later, I met this girl, right? And it's crazy because a lot of the pushes in my life come from women.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a whole other story.
No, we never gonna get
so
to
I met
that.
this girl, right? She was in college at the time. And mind you, I'm probably working the job, doing what I'm doing, making my own money, whatever. So she said to me, "You're not on my level." I'm like, "Your level? What's your level?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because mind you, at this time, I got my own this, my own
That,
She living with her
First,
parents.
right.
You go to college, yeah, but you still on your parents' dime.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
what's your level, right?
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? Let me turn my shit up. And my little brother, honestly, my little brother was another motivation to me. My little brother graduated high school and he went to college.
Yeah.
So right before he graduated college, I can't let my little brother graduate college before I graduated high school.
Yeah.
Man, I went and got into the GED program.
Yeah.
That same high school, that alternative high school where I got the idea to start my own line, I went and took my GED practice test, right?
Yeah.
So I finished before everybody. Mind you, it's like older people in there,
Yeah.
foreign people
All
in there,
ages,
there's badass kids in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a night school type thing. So I finished, I'm the first one finished with the practice test.
Yeah.
I take it to the lady and she looking at me like, you ain't do this shit. So I go back and sit in my seat. She going over it.
Yeah.
She look up at me with a face like, what? I look up at her like, what's up? She like, so
Right.
she pulled me and we went. She like, usually this test that you just took is to determine whether you need the practice test.
Yeah.
I mean whether you need the classes
Read,
or if you can go straight
I know
to
it
taking the
because
test.
I'm at
Right?
least remediation courses.
Right.
Yeah.
So she like, do you need the courses or do you need to just go straight to the test? She said, you can go straight to the test.
Oh, okay.
A couple weeks later, I took the test. I passed everything with flying colors, bro.
Because the people that don't know, I'm about to give y'all some jewels. A high school diploma is equivalent to a GED.
Exactly.
They don't ask for grades. Only when you go to college.
Let me tell some of the youngest this. I'm not promoting not doing right at school, right?
Yeah.
Never am I going to do that. Go to school and do good in school.
Right.
But if for whatever reason you end up with a GED, don't let that deter you from wanting to go to college. You can go to college with a GED.
Yeah. They don't understand you can't enroll. If I know what I know today on the entrepreneurship, I might have thought about dropping out and became an entrepreneurship. Because to be honest, like the dude 1-800-JUMP, that they don't know, he dropped out of school.
Man, I know.
You know what I'm saying? So
I know a lot of entrepreneurs.
School don't make
well,
school don't make you.
It's
You
not
make
for
you make
everybody.
school. It ain't for everybody.
It's not for
It ain't for
everybody.
everybody. I only went to school to play football. Fuck that. I mean, but it's good for networking and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, go to school.
It's probably the best thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's just not for everybody.
No. Because 9 times out of 10, whenever somebody major, they ain't even doing it.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna tell you this.
Exactly.
You know who I'm talking to? I'm not gonna say no names. Talking about if you graduate college, you're supposed to make $70,000. Bullshit. That doesn't guarantee you $70,000 because you got a degree.
That's what people want to do.
Man, people that went to school that graduated with flying colors ain't even making 40 shorty. We ain't even about to
$40,000, that's minimum wage.
under. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But I want to thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
He will be back, man. He came in there and gifts, with the bottle.
Oh yeah, we've definitely been sitting. We've definitely been sitting on here getting right.
In the industry, so man. Just keep doing. Can't wait for the Airbnb. Your birthday is actually coming up.
Oh yeah.
I want to say happy birthday before you even start. You know what I'm
We
saying?
got a couple more months, bro.
Yeah.
That definitely. You know what? We going G-Spot going to sponsor the fashion show.
Yeah. All that it's coming. The fashion show is
The
coming.
Imagery Fashion Show is going to be in November. Y'all look out for that. Look out for me on social media at Imagery CCCEO.
Okay. And if anybody wanted to collab, they could do the same. They can get at you the same
Oh yeah,
way.
definitely get at me for collabs, man. I'm definitely open for collabs. Definitely.
All right.
Definitely. Let's work.
Thank you. All right, that right, man.
All in and out.